Imagine a village where the only thing that wakes you is the sound of the sea. No alarms, no crowds, just waves, sunrise, and peace. Welcome to the quiet village. The first light of morning arrived quietly, long before the village awakened, long before the fishing boats left the shore, and long before the first voices greeted the new day. The sea was already awake. Gentle waves rolled softly toward the quiet beach, touching the pale sand before slowly slipping back into the endless blue. Again and again, as they had done for longer than anyone could remember. Far beyond the calm horizon, the eastern sky slowly began to brighten. The stars faded one by one. Deep shades of midnight blue gently welcomed soft silver light. Then, almost unnoticed, the first golden colors of sunrise appeared above the sea. Warm sunlight slowly spread across the water, covering every gentle wave with thousands of tiny, shimmering reflections. It was as though the ocean had gathered countless little pieces of gold and scattered them across its endless surface. Beside the shoreline rested a small village. Simple wooden cottages stood peacefully among wild grasses. Their white curtains moved gently in the cool sea breeze. Flower boxes rested beneath every window, filled with lavender, wild daisies, and climbing roses that seemed to greet every new morning. Small fishing boats floated quietly beside weathered wooden docks. Their ropes creaked softly, rocking lazily with each passing wave. Nothing hurried them. Nothing ever did. The people who lived here believed that mornings should never be rushed. The air carried the familiar scent of salt, fresh timber, seagrass warmed by yesterday's sun, and somewhere nearby, the comforting aroma of bread baking inside a quiet kitchen. High above the village, several white seagulls drifted effortlessly across the brightening sky. Their gentle calls echoed over the peaceful water, blending naturally with the endless rhythm of the waves. It was a sound every child in the village knew by heart. One by one, tiny signs of life quietly appeared. A wooden window opened. A kettle began to whistle softly. Someone gently swept the front porch. An elderly woman watered herbs growing inside small clay pots. Nearby, a little boy stood barefoot upon the sand, watching the sunrise with sleepy eyes, as though it were the very first morning he had ever seen. No one needed an alarm clock here. The sea always arrived first. It gently welcomed every new day, long before anyone opened their eyes. Along the shoreline, a few fishermen quietly untied their small wooden boats. No one spoke very loudly. There was no need. The calm morning seemed too peaceful to interrupt. Strong hands carefully folded fishing nets. Wooden oars rested neatly inside each boat. A quiet nod, a warm smile. That was often all the conversation anyone needed before setting out upon the water. The sea provided enough words for everyone. As the golden sun slowly climbed higher, its warm light reached every corner of the little village. The rooftops glowed softly. The windows sparkled. The narrow, sandy paths slowly filled with gentle footsteps. Another beautiful day had quietly begun. And here, in this peaceful little village beside the sea, every sunrise felt less like the beginning of another ordinary day, and more like a gentle reminder that life did not have to move quickly to be beautiful. Hey, beautiful people. If you've stayed with me this far, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're enjoying our peaceful little journey. So, settle in, relax, and enjoy the rest of the story. The village slowly settled into its familiar morning rhythm. One by one, the small wooden fishing boats drifted away from the quiet shore. The sea welcomed each boat with gentle waves, as though greeting old friends returning once again. The fishermen worked without hurry. They had followed this same morning ritual for as long as they could remember. Strong hands carefully lifted weathered fishing nets. Wooden oars dipped quietly into the calm water. Soft ripples spread gently across the sea before slowly disappearing into the endless blue. No one raised their voice. There was never any reason to. The ocean rewarded patience, not noise. A cool morning breeze carried the fresh scent of salt, brushing gently across every smiling face. Far behind them, the little village slowly became smaller. Its wooden cottages, its sandy paths, its peaceful docks, all blended softly into the golden shoreline. From this distance, the village looked almost like a painting. Simple, quiet, beautiful. High above, white seagulls drifted effortlessly through the bright morning sky. Occasionally, one would glide gracefully toward the water before rising once again into the warm sunlight. The fishermen smiled whenever they saw them. Some believed the birds brought good fortune. Others simply enjoyed their company. Either way, the mornings always felt complete with them nearby. As the sun climbed higher, the sea became almost perfectly still. The water reflected the brilliant blue sky so clearly that it became difficult to tell where the ocean ended and where the heavens began. Nearby, one fisherman quietly cast his net into the calm water. The net opened beautifully in the air, like the wide white wings of a soaring seabird. For one peaceful moment, it floated weightlessly beneath the golden sunlight. Then, it disappeared beneath the quiet surface. No one hurried to pull it back. Good things, the villagers often believed, were always worth waiting for. Back on shore, the village continued its gentle morning. Children searched the beach for smooth seashells. An elderly man carefully repaired an old wooden bench beneath the shade of a large tree. Two sisters carried fresh water home from the village well, laughing softly as they walked together. Nothing remarkable happened, and perhaps that was exactly what made mornings here so special. Back upon the sea, the fishermen slowly lifted their nets. Silver fish shimmered beneath the morning sunlight, their scales catching the light, like tiny stars dancing upon the gentle waves. No one celebrated loudly. Only quiet smiles appeared, grateful hearts. Another peaceful morning, shared with the sea. One older fisherman looked toward the distant shoreline. A gentle smile crossed his face. "There is no better place," he said quietly, "to to greet a new day. No one answered. There was no need. The endless waves, the cool morning breeze, and the warm golden sunlight had already spoken for everyone. The morning slowly drifted toward noon. The golden sunlight climbed higher, filling the village with quiet warmth. The fishermen returned one by one, their small wooden boats gliding gently back toward the familiar docks. No one hurried ashore. There was always enough time. The sea had taught them that. Along the wooden pier, friends greeted one another with warm smiles. Freshly caught fish were carefully placed into woven baskets. Children gathered nearby, their curious eyes sparkling with excitement. One little girl pointed toward a large silver fish. "It's beautiful," she whispered. An old fisherman smiled kindly. It spent the morning dancing beneath the waves. The little girl laughed softly, as though she could almost imagine it. Nearby, a young boy helped his grandfather carry a heavy basket. It was not because anyone asked him to. Helping one another simply felt natural here. The marketplace slowly came to life. Small wooden stalls displayed fresh fruit, colorful vegetables, clay pots, hand-woven baskets, and the morning's catch from the sea. Nothing felt crowded. Nothing felt rushed. People wandered slowly, stopping often, not because they needed anything, but because they enjoyed talking with one another. Every familiar face was worth a friendly greeting. Outside one small cottage, an elderly woman quietly sat beneath the shade of a flowering tree. She carefully stitched a fishing net, her hands moving with practiced ease. Beside her, a gray cat slept peacefully in the warm afternoon sun. Every now and then, the cat lazily opened one eye, only to close it once again. It seemed even dreams moved slowly in this village. A gentle breeze carried the scent of the sea, blending softly with the aroma of freshly baked bread, wild herbs, and blooming flowers. Somewhere nearby, a wind chime quietly sang beneath the moving air. Its delicate notes drifted through the peaceful streets, almost unnoticed. Yet somehow, they made the afternoon feel even calmer. Near the shoreline, several children built little castles from soft golden sand. One carefully decorated the walls with tiny white shells. Another planted a feather beside the tallest tower. When a gentle wave finally reached the castle, the children only smiled. "The sea wanted to borrow it," one little boy said. No one felt disappointed. The sea always gave something beautiful in return. Far beyond the beach, the endless ocean sparkled beneath the bright afternoon sky. Small fishing boats rested quietly upon the gentle water. Above them, white seagulls floated effortlessly through the warm air. Nothing demanded attention. Nothing interrupted the silence. The village simply lived. As the afternoon sunlight softened ever so slightly, long shadows slowly stretched across the sandy paths. The day continued, exactly as it always had, peacefully, quietly, beautifully. And for everyone who called this little village home, there was comfort in knowing that tomorrow would probably look very much the same. The afternoon slowly melted into evening. The bright golden light became softer, warmer, gentler. The sea changed with it. Its deep blue waters slowly turned shades of amber, copper, and glowing gold. Every small wave carried the colors of the setting sun, as though the ocean itself had become liquid light. The fishermen had long since returned. Their boats rested quietly beside the old wooden docks, rocking gently with the peaceful tide. The fishing nets hung neatly to dry, moving ever so slightly in the cool evening breeze. The day's work was finished. Now, the village belonged to quiet moments. Along the narrow, sandy paths, families slowly gathered outside their homes. Some sat upon simple wooden benches. Others rested beneath old olive trees, watching the evening unfold without hurry. Children still played beside the shoreline. Their laughter drifted softly through the warm air, never loud, never hurried, only joyful. Nearby, an elderly man quietly carved a small wooden bird. His granddaughter sat beside him, watching every careful movement of his hands. She asked, "How do you make it look so real?" The old man smiled. "I don't. I simply let the wood decide what it wants to become." The little girl nodded thoughtfully, though she wasn't quite sure what he meant. Still, she liked the answer. Far out upon the water, a single sailboat drifted peacefully across the glowing sea. Its white sail caught the golden evening light, looking almost weightless against the endless horizon. Several seagulls circled quietly overhead before disappearing toward the distant cliffs where they would spend the night. The village slowly grew quieter, not because people were leaving, but because everyone seemed content simply being there. The scent of evening meals filled the air. Fresh bread, herbs, roasted vegetables, warm soup gently simmering over small kitchen fires. From one cottage, soft music floated through an open window. Someone quietly played a simple wooden flute. The gentle melody drifted across the village, mixing naturally with the distant rhythm of the waves. It was impossible to tell where the music ended and where the sea began. As the sun slowly approached the horizon, the entire sky transformed. Brilliant shades of orange, soft pink, lavender, and pale gold stretched across the heavens. The sea reflected every color perfectly, creating two beautiful sunsets, one above and one below. Many villagers paused, not because they had never seen such beauty before, but because they believed some things deserve to be admired every single day. The final edge of the sun slowly disappeared beneath the horizon. For one quiet moment, the entire world seemed to hold its breath. Then, the first evening star quietly appeared above the sea. One by one, tiny lights began filling the deepening sky. Back in the village, small oil lamps glowed warmly behind cottage windows. Their soft golden light welcomed the peaceful evening. The air became cooler, the sea breeze gentler. Some families gathered beneath the open sky. Others quietly rocked in wooden chairs upon their porches. Conversations became softer. Long pauses became comfortable. No one felt the need to fill every silence. The village had learned long ago that silence could be one of life's greatest comforts. Slowly, the moon rose above the quiet sea. Its silver light stretched across the calm water like a shimmering path leading toward the horizon. The waves carried that silver light gently to the shore, again and again, without ever growing tired. As night quietly embraced the little village, everything felt exactly where it belonged. The sea, the stars, the moon, the gentle breeze, and the peaceful hearts that called this quiet place home. The night settled gently over the quiet village, as though a soft blanket had been carefully placed across the world. The moon climbed a little higher, bathing the peaceful shoreline in cool silver light. The sea became quieter, though its gentle waves never truly rested. Again and again, they reached the shore, then quietly slipped away, leaving only soft whispers behind. One by one, the cottage windows slowly grew darker. The warm lamps inside were gently extinguished as families prepared for another peaceful night's sleep. Some villagers quietly closed their wooden shutters. Others simply left their windows open, welcoming the cool ocean breeze. Curtains swayed softly in the moonlight outside. Flower gardens rested peacefully beneath the stars. Tiny white blossoms reflected the pale glow of the moon, almost appearing to shine on their own. The narrow sandy paths became empty. Only the quiet footprints left behind during the day remained, waiting patiently for tomorrow morning. Near the old wooden dock, the fishing boats continued to rock gently with the tide. Their ropes creaked softly against the weathered wood. The sound was slow, gentle, comforting, almost like a lullaby. Far out upon the calm sea, the moon painted a long silver pathway across the water. It stretched endlessly toward the horizon, as though inviting every dream to quietly drift upon its light. High above, countless stars watched over the peaceful village. Some shone brightly. Others flickered so gently, they almost disappeared into the darkness. An old fisherman quietly stepped outside his cottage one last time. He looked toward the sea, smiled softly, then took one deep breath of the cool night air. "This place," he whispered, "never forgets how to be peaceful." No one heard him. The village was already asleep. Even the seagulls had grown silent. Only the distant rhythm of the waves remained. Somewhere near the beach, a tiny crab slowly crossed the cool sand, leaving delicate little footprints behind. The next gentle wave quietly carried them away. Nothing stayed forever, yet somehow, nothing ever truly felt lost. The sea always remembered. A faint breeze moved across the quiet village once more, rustling the leaves of the old olive trees. The branches gently swayed beneath the moonlight, casting slow-moving shadows across the sandy ground. Everything moved, slowly, peacefully, without effort, without hurry, without noise. As midnight quietly arrived, the village seemed to disappear into perfect stillness. Only the sea continued breathing, softly, steadily, endlessly. And if someone had been awake to watch that peaceful little village, they might have believed that time itself had fallen asleep beside the ocean. The night grew deeper, yet the little village remained perfectly at peace. The moon slowly climbed higher into the endless sky, casting its quiet silver light across the sleeping sea. The waves had become even gentler now. Their endless rhythm continued, slow, steady, unchanging. Each wave reached the shore, only to quietly return once again. The sea never hurried. It never needed to. High above, the stars seemed brighter than ever. Thousands of tiny lights stretched across the heavens, like delicate lanterns hanging in the darkness. Some shimmered softly, others remained almost perfectly still. Together, they watched over the peaceful village below. The cottages rested quietly beneath their weathered rooftops. Every window remained dark, every door remained closed. Inside, families slept peacefully beneath warm blankets. Dreams quietly wandered through every little home. Outside, only the gentle breeze remained awake. It drifted slowly through the narrow village paths, brushing softly against wooden fences, flowering gardens, and the leaves of the old olive trees. Nothing resisted the wind. Everything simply moved together, as though the entire village breathed with the sea. Near the quiet shoreline, tiny seashells rested upon the cool sand. Each gentle wave carefully washed around them before slowly retreating once again. The moonlight reflected upon every shell, making them sparkle like tiny scattered pearls. Far beyond the village, the great ocean stretched endlessly into the darkness. No beginning, no end, only calm water meeting an even calmer sky. Somewhere in the distance, a dolphin quietly surfaced for a single breath. The smooth ripple spread gently across the water, then disappeared, leaving the ocean peaceful once again. Even nature understood that this was an hour meant for quiet. A single shooting star slipped silently across the night sky. It appeared for only a moment before vanishing into the darkness. No one in the sleeping village saw it, yet somehow the night felt even more magical because it had happened. The old wooden dock rested silently beside the water. Its weathered boards remembered countless mornings, countless sunsets, and countless peaceful nights just like this one. It asked for nothing. It simply waited, patiently, for another sunrise. The cool night air carried the faint scent of salt, mixed with blooming jasmine growing beside one small cottage. The fragrance drifted slowly through the sleeping village, soft, light, almost impossible to notice. Yet it made the night feel wonderfully alive. Time itself seemed to slow. Minutes passed, like quiet waves upon the shore. Nothing needed to happen. Nothing needed to change. The village had already found everything it truly needed. The sea, the stars, the moon, kind neighbors, simple lives, peaceful hearts, and the quiet comfort of knowing that morning would arrive soon enough. For now, the village continued sleeping, wrapped safely beneath the silver sky, while the gentle ocean kept whispering its endless lullaby. At last, the longest hours of the night quietly came to an end. Far beyond the peaceful sea, the darkness slowly began to soften. Not all at once, but little by little, as though the sky itself was waking from a gentle dream. The stars still shimmered above, though one by one they quietly faded into the growing light. The moon lingered for a little while longer, its silver glow becoming softer until it slowly disappeared into the pale morning sky. The sea remained exactly as it had always been, calm, patient, endless. Its gentle waves continued their quiet conversation with the shore, never growing louder, never asking for attention, only whispering, as they always had. A cool breeze drifted across the village, carrying the fresh scent of the ocean, mixed with wildflowers and the promise of another peaceful day. Soon, the first rays of sunlight appeared above the horizon. Golden light slowly spilled across the water, turning the quiet sea into a river of gold. Every gentle wave caught the morning light, sparkling for only a moment before another wave quietly followed behind. The little village slowly opened its eyes. One cottage window quietly swung open, then another. Soft curtains danced in the morning breeze. An elderly fisherman stepped outside, taking one long, peaceful breath before smiling toward the sea. He never grew tired of this view, not after all these years. Nearby, a young mother placed fresh bread upon a wooden table beside an open window. The warm aroma drifted into the cool morning air. Somewhere along the sandy path, a little boy paused, simply to watch the sunrise. He said nothing. He didn't need to. Some moments were too beautiful for words. The fishing boats gently left the quiet harbor once again, not in a rush, but with quiet confidence. The sea welcomed them, just as it had welcomed countless mornings before. Above them, white seagulls glided effortlessly through the brightening sky. Their wings caught the golden sunlight, as though they too belonged to the morning. The village slowly came back to life.
Not with noise, not with hurry, but with simple routines, kind smiles, and peaceful hearts. It was never a place that chased greatness. It simply embraced each ordinary day as though it were a precious gift. Perhaps that was the quiet secret of this little village. Happiness did not always come from having more. Sometimes it came from noticing more. The sound of gentle waves, the warmth of the morning sun, the laughter of neighbors, the comfort of familiar paths, the beauty of another sunrise. And perhaps we all carry a place like this within us, a quiet corner of the heart, where everything slows down, where worries become lighter, and where peace quietly waits for us whenever we choose to return. Thank you for spending this peaceful day beside the sea. I hope the quiet village has brought you comfort, gentle dreams, and a little more calm than when you first arrived. Now, close your eyes, let the waves continue their endless song, and allow yourself to drift peacefully into sleep. Good night.